Can you invest in real estate with a Roth IRA? When I finish this video, below me, there will be a free gift. It's something that'll accelerate your learning process. I call it Quick Start. All right, so you'll see a picture of it come on the screen here in just a second. But the point is, this is a gift for you that'll get you started. You'll learn about tax lien certificates, and you'll learn about the secrets of how to do those. You'll also learn about tax defaulted property and how to make big money with tax defaulted property. So I'll be right back. So welcome back. Now in this episode, I'm going to answer your question, can you invest in real estate with a Roth IRA? The answer is absolutely yes, and I'll tell you a little bit about that. Now my name is Ted Thomas. I've been involved in tax liens and tax deeds for over 30 years, 25 years of teaching people and guiding people and showing them how to make money. And I've learned a lot just by doing it, and I've learned a lot from my students. You're going to see that this is a powerful way to make money, and you can make big money with a very small investment. So I've specialized in tax liens and tax deeds simply because I found it was the best real estate for the best buy. By that I mean I learned about foreclosures, I learned about probate sales, I learned about bank auctions, and in all those cases, the starting bids were pretty darn high. But here in the tax defaulted business, properties are sold basically for the back taxes without a mortgage. So this is something you really do want to learn about. Now, I'm not going to be able to give you every single detail, but there's plenty of details throughout the channel that you can learn about tax lien certificates and tax deeds. When I finish this video, folks, I have a gift for you, and it's called a safe haven. And the safe haven is all about how to make money with tax lien certificates. In other words, the secrets of tax lien certificates. And on the other side of it, you could learn the profits of tax defaulted property. So you're going to be able to learn both of those. Now, I'll be right back and tell you more. First of all, you need to learn about the acronym IRA. Now, what does that mean? It means Individual Retirement Account. Anybody can start one, and these are started years ago, but this is a government program that allows you to take savings and put it in your own account and put it in an account called an individual retirement account that can grow and grow and grow and supplement your Social Security. Now, to start with, IRA investments, whether they're traditional or whether they're the Roth IRA, these are exceptional ways to make money. It's almost too good to be true, because what's really happening is the government's allowing you to save money, put it in your own account, and grow it, and you can do that with tax deductions. That's traditional IRA. Well, if you have a Roth IRA, well, it's even better. When you put the money in there, you have to pay a little bit of tax, but then when you buy something and it grows, there's no tax ever for the rest of your life or for the life of that particular IRA. So I'm going to give you some examples of how powerful this is. Now, when you fully understand the traditional IRA and the Roth IRA, and I'm not a salesman, so I'm not going to be able to sell it to you. When you understand this, you're going to see this. This is an exceptional government-approved and mandated system. I'm just telling you about it. I'm not a CPA, and I'm not an attorney. I've just learned this because I'm a prepared investor. All right, so I'm going to give you a lot of suggestions, and if you follow them and you start thinking about this, this is a chance for you to make, if you got a little bit of money, to make a lot of money. And it's not going to get done by next Friday, but you'll be able to make a lot of money. All right, now I have many student investors that have become wealthy because they used a traditional IRA, or they might have used a Roth IRA, or you could use both. So just kind of tune in and I'll give you a little bit of information on both of them. All right, if you want to become wealthy, this is one of the ways to do it. All right, so what is the question I'm answering today? Can you invest in real estate with a Roth IRA? And the answer is absolutely yes. So let me give you an example. So one of my students using Roth IRA, he decided to attend an auction. Now, he checked out the properties before he went, and he happened to locate a nice single-family home, and he thought it was going to be a very expensive home. Not expensive in terms of the property had a lot of value. He just thought there'd be a lot of bidders because the property value was $55,000. So he headed over to the auction, and for some reason, there was no one bidding on this auction property. So he bid, and he got the property for just under $3,000. So let's just use that number 3,000 so we get something easy to work with. Well, he got the property, and it needed a little bit of work, a little bit abused and used, but nothing bad, kind of a paint and clean up kind of thing. And nobody else had bid on it. But when he got there and he looked around, it was completely furnished. And in the garage were 2 cars, and next to the swimming pool was a boat. Now, the people had obviously left everything. And so he didn't know what happened, and there was quite a story, which I don't have time for now, but if you stay with our videos, you'll hear it sooner or later. But the point is, he bought a fully furnished house with a car and a boat, and he did all that for $3,000. Now, what was he going to do with it? Well, when he bought it, he used his Roth IRA funds, and he invested $3,000. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, swimming pool, lots of little cleanup things to do and whatever, but no structural repairs had to be made. So he had learned in our other training that if you sell properties, you want to do it quickly. An easy way to do that is sell the property and provide the financing. In other words, an installment sale. We call that a contract for sale or a contract for deed. Nothing complicated. You're just going to, like you bought a washing machine and you paid on payments, same kind of thing. Now someone's going to make payments to you. And that's exactly what he did. So he tidied it up. Before he even finished, by having a few signs up front, people stopped and went, oh, gee, could they buy it? And he wrote on his sign, installment sale. And so someone finally asked him, well, what kind of installment sale could they make? Well, the property was already valued at $55,000, as I mentioned. So we teach our people, buy it low. Well, $3,000 was low. So he bought it low. Now sell it low. So instead of trying to get 55, he put it up for 45,000. All right, so now people say, oh, 45,000, that's a good price in this neighborhood. All right, but they don't have money. They don't have enough money. So he offered an installment sale. Or maybe the client asked for the installment sale. I don't remember which. Anyway, he sold the property with an installment sale of $800 a month for 7 years. Now, don't worry about the math. I'll do it for you. All right, so $800 a month for 7 years. So 7 years is 84 months times $800. That's $69,000. Now, I want you to think about what I'm going to say. He purchased it for $3,000 at the auction, and now he's selling it for $69,000. All right, so the profit starts at $4,000. So for $66,000 here, $66,000 in profit on that deal. But he bought it in his Roth IRA, and he paid taxes going in, but he has no tax to pay on that $60,000+ in profit. Now, folks, when you make profits in America, whether it's $50, 500, or 50,000, you have to pay your share to the state and to the local government. But if it's in a Roth IRA, he had no tax to pay. So now he's getting himself $800 a month for the next 7 years. Now he's done that multiple times. But that was a pretty easy example to explain to you. All right, now these Roth IRAs and traditional IRAs were all created originally by insurance companies and banks. And what they were trying to do is they were trying to get more deposits into the banks. So they went and they didn't go there. They hired lobbyists to go to the Congress and say, look, let's give people more tax deductions. What they'll do is they'll save the money. And if they save the money, then it won't be such a burden for Social Security. Now, I don't know if you checked recently, but Social Security is paying out a lot more money than they're bringing in. And so this was a good idea. At least the Congress thought so. And I'm telling you, it's a great idea. Every once in a while, these people come up with great ideas. So sure enough, people could take tax deductions in traditional IRAs, put the money in the bank, and grow their portfolio that way, or they could grow it by buying tax liens, for example. All right, now a minute ago I talked about tax deeds. Now I'm talking about tax liens, all right? So now tax liens, if you bought one, say, in Arizona, at the maximum rate would be 16%. So let's say you invested $2,000, stay with me now, and it is earning 16%. At the end of a year, in a perfect world, at the end of a year, it would earn $300 or $320. All right, now think about that. What if you took the same $2,000 that you just got back and the $320 and you invested all of that in the next year? And then after that earned money, you reinvested that. Well, you could take a $2,000 investment and just keep it rolling it over, $2,000, and at the end of 20 years, it would be worth $30,000. Folks, a $2,000 investment becomes $30,000 just by rolling it over at 16%. Now, that's in a perfect world. I don't know if the world is perfect, but you're getting the idea. So a Roth IRA would be where you'd buy it and pay the tax now and then grow it and you don't pay tax. But in a traditional IRA, if you buy it, all the growth between the $2,000 investment up to the $30,000, no tax is due until you start taking the money out. Why wouldn't you learn about IRAs, individual retirement growing? Now, one of the problems you're going to have is the banks invented this and the insurance companies. Now, they call everything a self-directed. I'm here to tell you, you got to be careful. Don't do it with a bank or insurance company. I'm not negative on them. I'm just telling you, you don't want theirs, because if you're in a bank, you only can buy bank things. And if you buy insurance, you only can buy insurance. You want to buy real estate. So that's what we are talking about. So today's lesson is, could you invest in real estate in a Roth IRA? Well, yes, you can. And you now saw how much money you could make by doing that. This is a powerful investment. It's been around for decades. Perfect for the little guy. Now, we made it even more perfect. The IRA was great, but what if you could start buying properties for 5 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents on the dollar? You feel pretty good about it. Anytime that you can buy something and get a 70, 80, or 90% discount, like we do in the tax business, you've got a great business. So you get some ideas here, what we're talking about. Now, you probably have to play this video again, kind of get all the math I threw in there. Nothing complicated about an IRA. I'm not a salesman for IRA. I'm not a CPA. I'm certainly not an attorney. I'm just a guy that prepares for auctions and understands that. So I'm passing it on to you. You'll have to find a professional, not a banker, not an insurance company, to get you your IRA. But you're now starting to see how the big money gets bigger every single year. All of this has been around for about 40 or 50 years. Any one of you can do it that wants to do it. It costs you pennies to have an IRA account. As a matter of fact, you have to have a custodian and a trustee, which the IRA people will provide you, and they'll watch over your money, and they're probably going to charge you 1% to keep an account with them, something like that. It's not big money. All right, so I'm all finished for today, but I'm going to answer 2 questions before I go. If you buy a tax lien or a tax deed and the person files bankruptcy, all right, again, I'm not an attorney, so I can't give you legal advice, but here's what I can tell you. Number one, if they know the property's going into a bankruptcy, they'll take it out of the auction, so you won't get it. But after you've already bought it, if the person goes into a bankruptcy situation, just be patient. Your money is secured by the real estate. Your money is secured by the real estate. So you're in a very, very safe position. And let's keep in mind, I don't think the judge is going to wipe out anything, because the judge gets paid from taxes. What we're really doing is we're collecting taxes for people, or paying taxes. All right, so buy a tax certificate, just hold on to it. I think the worst a judge would do, if you had an 18% certificate, maybe drop the interest to 9% or something. But your safety of your investment is always good. Bankruptcy is in place to protect a secured investor. The bankruptcy is in place to protect a secured investor. It's not in place. Anybody that's unsecured has a problem. When you buy a tax certificate, you have a secured investment. All right, now I'm going to finish up. Now, as I finish up, remember, I've got a gift below it's an absolute free gift to you, and I'll also make a couple of recommendations for videos that are on the channel that I think you should watch. I'm Ted Thomas.